My name is Wardie Martin, and I have been a member of First Presbyterian Church in Charlotte all my life. This church has been my base all through my life. My parents were members of that church. My grandparents were members of the church. My great-grandparents were members of the church. My children were fifth generation of the members of the church. So my children grew up in the church. My children were all baptized in the church. Both my daughters were married in the church. Our best friends have always been friends that we made through the church. So it's just been like my home. The feeling of home feels like comfort, support, joy. I grew up going to that church just about every day of the week. My uncle was a business manager at the church, so I was a part of the church, not just one day a week, but every day of the week. So on Sundays, I would be there from Sunday school hour through church and then come back at night for youth group and for another worship service. And then we'd be there on Wednesday night. We call that prayer meeting. And we'd have dinner there. It was a joyful thing. And we were not given a choice. That was what we did. We just went to Sunday school and church. We went to Bible school. We did all those things. When I was very young, we had a church Christmas pageant out on the lawn. We had real animals, sheep and donkeys. We had Mary and Joseph in a little stable out front. And back during those days, people would walk by the church and watch it. As it got dark at night, they loved watching it. Some of the young women were always chosen to be the angel. And the angel of the Lord stood in the window as you come into the sanctuary. And so we would stand there for half an hour with our arms raised and try to look angelic. And that was a big part of Christmas holidays for us. We enjoyed that. I knew that the women always were the backbone of the church. My mother was a wonderful Sunday school teacher, and a lot of the people that she taught tell me to this day what her lessons meant to them. My grandmother had 3 sisters who were spinsters. They were all so totally involved in the church. They would cook, they would come cook, they would teach Sunday school. They were always involved, but not as an officer. That didn't happen until Marjorie Spear and Vard Howell became the first female elders in our church. And from then on, everybody recognized the fact that women did play a huge part in our church. Jesus told us, wherever 2 or 3 are gathered together, there I am. And I believe that's true. When I am at the church, I can feel His presence. I can feel it through the music at the church. The music means a lot to me. The hymns that we sing are like reading the scripture. Find a church where you feel comfortable and where you can gather with other people to learn, where you can do mission work, where you can reach out, where you can make friends, where you can make it your home. And you will feel closer to God than you ever would if you tried to find it on your own by yourself. I know people say that they worship in lots of different places, and I worship in different places. But I do think that there is a real reason for gathering together as a community.